it's like
the grind,
cool
man.
Things,
and then when you
happen.
right,
Yeah.
that the fruit of the labor is just so amazing, man. And you got to pinch yourself, man, when it
So it's
happens.
like those little down parts. You're like, did a show last night where I didn't feel good about, and I was just like, man, what am I doing? I'm like, then like something awesome happens, and you're like, okay, this is cool.
This is what I'm
doing. Yeah. What's up, guys? Hey, I'm Dustin Ibarra.
And I'm Greg Baldwin.
And we're podcasting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Welcome to Good Things Are Happening.
Man, it's good to be here.
Good things are happening, dude.
It's awesome, dude.
It's
awesome,
exciting.
man.
This is awesome because like we're doing this podcast and like good things are happening, and then it's like I feel like we manifested this kind of. What's up, guys? Welcome to Good Things Are Happening.
Yes, it's good to be here.
It's good to be here. I am Dustin Ibarra,
I'm Greg Baldwin.
and we are talking. What are we doing today?
I don't know. Let's check in.
Let's check in. Yeah.
What's going good in your life right now?
What's going good in my life? Okay, so I just got booked in. Guess where I got booked?
Japan.
Japan. Oh, no, that would be pretty cool. That would be awesome. I got booked in Hawaii.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
Maui.
Maui.
Have you ever been to Hawaii?
I have. I've been to Hawaii 6 times. I used to play
6 times.
Yeah, I used to play baseball, college baseball, and we'd go there every year. 4 years I went for baseball.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I went there once, but it was like really awesome. And I remember
It's
thinking
nice.
like, I want to come back here someday. So I get an email from my agent. They're like, hey, we got a show in Hawaii. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it.
Amazing.
I didn't even ask how much it paid. I'm like, dude, I don't
It would
care,
be a
man.
free trip, dude.
It's a free trip to Hawaii, bro. And I'm like so stoked about it because the last time I was there, it was so cool because, listen, I'm very like racially ambiguous. You know what I'm saying? You look at me, you're kind of like, what is he? You know?
Mhm.
I could pass for Hawaiian.
You
know
could
what I'm
pass for
saying?
Hawaiian,
I
yeah.
could definitely. So when I was there,
Yeah.
like, people were like super nice to me and everything. 'Cause
Where-
yeah, they were super nice.
I could see you in one of those little skirts.
Oh, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
With your hair all up.
Yeah, dude, definitely.
Doing the,
like a Moana character. Dude.
Yeah. I
man.
could see that, dude.
Dude, so I go there and it was awesome when I went last. I love the Hawaiian people. I love Hawaiian culture,
Amazing.
bro. I like how they have stories for everything.
Yeah.
You know, like how things are made. Like if you if you were to ask a scientist, like, hey, how is that volcano made? You know, they'd be like, oh, geological pressure over time and thermal. But if you ask like a Hawaiian, they're like, there once was a angry king and he had a daughter. And the daughter was sent, and she went to the fire. Like it's like this cool like story behind it.
Yeah,
you
like
know?
Moana. Have you seen Moana?
I haven't.
Oh, it's a good movie. You should watch it.
People tell me I look like that character.
You do. I was just
Yeah.
thinking the same thing.
I've got cartoony vibes.
You
I'm
know,
stoked. Yeah.
well, it's also really important that you're going to Maui right now because Maui had those fires.
Yeah.
And a lot of the town and the island had burnt down. And so they're in a period
That's
of
right, yeah.
rebuilding. So nobody needs laughter more than the people in Maui right now.
Yeah. So that feels good.
Yeah.
Be able to bring some joy,
What-
hopefully, you know.
Yeah, it's awesome. What club are you playing?
I'm playing this club. It's like an outdoor venue. It just happened. So I don't,
okay.
like, no.
Well, I saw someone was playing a place called the Blue Note.
I believe that's in Oahu.
That's in Oahu.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think, because check it out. My buddy Michael Yo, he's going to be there playing the next week. So I'm thinking about making it a 2-weeker.
Nice.
Man. Yeah.
Nice. Stay for vacation.
Stay for
you
vacation.
You and
man.
Christy.
Do some shows, have some fun.
That's awesome.
Bring my metal detector.
That's awesome.
Be a good time.
That's
So
amazing.
I'm looking forward to
That's
it.
exciting, dude. What a great life.
It is a good life, right? I'm stoked about that.
Yeah.
We'll go snorkeling.
You should snorkel. Maui's amazing.
Yeah.
It is amazing. And yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah. But how about you, Greg? What's going on in your life?
So tomorrow I'm driving back to the Bay Area to go visit my parents. So
You've been visiting your parents a lot lately.
well, here's why. You know, my mom and dad are 82 years old. And they're doing good. They have some, getting around issues. You know, my dad has had his legs have been bothering him, and he just had a hip replacement. And my mom she fell and cracked a couple vertebrae in her back, so she's having to tough time, but mentally they're doing great. But listen, I just want to appreciate my parents and spend time with them.
Yeah.
Because you just never know, man. You just never know.
Yeah.
You just never know how long we have. And I don't want to ever get to the point where I skipped an opportunity to go visit my parents to do some nothing show or something like that. So every opportunity that I can, it's usually 3 or 4 times a year, I try to go home and visit my parents. So I'm gonna go stay at their house in San Mateo in the Bay Area for a couple of days.
Wait, is it the house that you grew up in?
No, it's my grandma's house.
Oh, okay.
So
I always like in movies where they show like the house they grew up in, and like the parents haven't changed their room.
Yeah,
it's like your posters are still on the wall.
Yeah,
and everything.
Yeah.
Did you have posters on the wall as a kid?
I did. I had rock posters like Sammy Hagar. I really loved when I was growing up, and Van Halen, and I loved rock music.
Yeah.
So. But no, they moved into my parents' house. We had a bigger house. They didn't need the bigger house when all the kids moved out. So they downsized to my parents' house. And then they bought a second house up in the mountains in Arnold. So I'm going to go up there. And so 2 days at my parents' there. And then my parents are going to go up there. And my sister, my brother-in-law, and their 3 kids are going to go up to the mountains. And they're going to spend 2 days there. So
nice. The mountains.
It's nice. Like,
we go skiing.
We go hike and we go fish.
Yeah.
And I fish a lot there.
You are a fishing guy.
I am a fishing guy.
Fishing man. It's in your blood, bro.
Yeah. But most important, I want to spend time with my parents. And, and I was thinking about this morning. My brother, Steve, passed away in 2019. And, it's like, I miss him. But I know he's in a better place, and I had a great relationship, and I know he's looking over me. I can feel it sometimes, and I just don't want to lose opportunities to spend with my parents at this point in my life.
Yeah,
that's
one thing that I'm like really grateful for is that I have a good relationship with my siblings. Like, you ever hear those people? It's like, I haven't talked to my brother in 20 years. We got into a fight over a Cubs game, and we haven't. Just like stupid things,
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm just really lucky to have a relationship just with my family. I don't really have any bad blood with anyone.
Yeah. Well, you're a pretty kind and nice dude. You're a good dude, man.
I try to be.
You're solid. You're solid, dude.
Yeah.
You're solid. Okay, today's guest. Before I bring him in, I got a little story about him. So I was doing a show at a bar. It was a bar comedy show, and
the most prestigious of shows.
The most prestigious, yeah. And there was this little tiny stage, like in a corner or whatever, and it was fine, but it was a bar show, and the guy that I met him, today's guest. And for some reason we met and we started talking, and it felt like I knew this guy for like my whole life. We just like totally connected. Right. And it's like every time I saw him walking down the street one day, and it's like, oh my God, it's like, I haven't seen my best friend in years. It's like we had this, those people.
I love that. I love an instant connection with people, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And this guy's awesome. He's an actor. He was in Jim Hex, we just had on our guest on our show. He's in his show called Winning Time on HBO. He played Jim Chones, the NBA Lakers legend.
Yes, I love that
Jim
show.
Chones. And small world, man. And so anyway, today's guest is a great friend of mine. His name's Newton Mayenge.
That's it.
I got it.
Yeah, buddy. Newton. What's up, brah?
Oh man, appreciate you guys having me, man. This is great.
Thanks for coming, man.
Yeah,
it was cool because like we went to the Big Cigar premiere and we saw you there. And I didn't know Greg knew people that were successful. So I was like, this is crazy. And he went up to you and I'm like, Greg, you can't go talking. You can't just
no
go
autographs, Greg. No autographs.
Come on, bro. We're like trying to like maintain some dignity.
Be cool,
yeah,
dude.
Be cool. But you actually knew a lot of people up there. Jim and
he
Newton.
does.
Yeah, dude. So that was cool.
He's successful himself now. Come on now.
I know.
I fan over him as well. So
not as successful as Dustin. Dustin's killing it.
No, Greg over here. That's this guy. This guy is boom. Rocket to the moon. Baldwin. That's what we call him.
Yeah, Dustin always lets me know how unsuccessful I am.
That's what friends are for, right?
Because then if he gets all cocky, you know, then
Right.
it'll be like, you know, he might go back into old ways. You know, you can't let.
It's the checks and balances. That's what
Exactly.
I remember one time I said, "Oh, I killed this show." I killed the show, and I remember what you said. I never, for some reason, it stuck out to me. You're like, "Oh, great! Now I got to listen to Cocky Greg for the next week."
It's about 3 days. It lasts for 3 days. And then it'll go back to like, oh, bro, man,
I'm a loser.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
I suck. I'm terrible.
So many highs and lows of it all, right?
Yeah. How was it working on Winning Time? Was it cool?
Man, it was a dream come true as far as a role. I mean, former basketball player myself.
Yeah.
Played overseas. To then be on the show as an actor, one of my loves.
Yeah.
A basketball player, my second love, all in one. It was fantastic. It was a joy for me. It didn't feel like work at all.
That's perfect,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, whenever you've got some experience in the part, you know, that's awesome, man.
The three of us have one thing in common. All three of us have thrown caution to the wind, made a lot of sacrifices with the dream of having a career that we would do for free, that we love to do, and make a living at it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. That's what this is, man. And you know, when you come out to LA, man, you know how it is, man. You get the headshots and you try to get into the mix of whatever you got going on. If it's comedy, if it's acting, classes, so on and so forth. And you're always investing in yourself. It never stops.
Yeah.
At every level, right? Because the stakes just get higher and higher.
Yeah.
But it's fun. What else would we be doing, right?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I think about that all the time, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, God, I have the best job ever.
Yeah.
Speaking of headshots, I used to make I had business cards were a big thing that I had. I was like, okay, I gotta make business cards. Then I'll get cash from this business card. I have my face on it, like, eh.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you ever have any business cards?
Oh, well, you know what? Yeah, I had the business cards. I had the headshots with the clear envelope that you had to put it in.
Yeah.
You know, with the resume at the back of it.
Yeah.
We had it all, man. I mean, you know, but you also adjust with the times. I'm glad everything's digital now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that crazy? Like the different headshots you got to have, because you got to have it for like different roles. Like, this is my serious headshot.
Yeah.
You know? This is my sexy one. This is my wacky one. And then comedy headshots are the best, because it's like you can hold like a banana, pretend it's a phone. Like, oh, this guy's wacky, man.
You know, comedy, man. I have so much respect for you guys as comedians in general. I've tried it. I suck at it. You know,
It takes practice.
Man, it's a different level. Like the stakes are up here.
Yeah.
I'm a dramatic actor, so you can have this different levels of that. But comedy is here, timing.
Yeah.
So
the feedback is immediate.
Yes, it means right
and
there.
Sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's devastating
Yeah.
and hard. You know.
That's actually why I liked getting into comedy, because it was so the instant gratification, you know?
Yeah.
Rather than like whenever you're acting, it's like you got to wait for, oh man, I hope this is well received.
Yeah.
You know, in comedy, you're never like, I hope that was well received. Like, you know, it's like, oh, they're booing. Okay, I guess that was not well received.
Right. No.
Well, there's a tomato coming at me.
Oh, I would love, dude, if someone threw a tomato at me, that would be the best moment of my life.
No, you flip it, and it'll just be funny all the way around, man.
Yeah.
It'll be a part of the act.
Yeah.
It would be like, oh, what? I don't like fruit. No.
As a professional comedian, when you become get good at it, when things happen, you get used. You call it out. You don't ignore it. You learn how to use things. Like if someone I was taking the stage recently, and someone got nervous and called me Craig Robinson.
Oh man!
Introduced me as Craig Robinson. And I walked up there and I'm like, as soon as he said that, I'm like, yes, I got one. I got my first joke.
Well, to be fair, you guys could easily be mistaken.
We could.
You know?
We
You're
could.
practically brothers.
Right.
Yeah.
Fraternal, right?
Fraternal. Yeah.
But yeah.
It's interesting. Mayenge is a name from Congo.
The Congo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now your parents came to this country from the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And I bet they had some obstacles or trials or tribulations of coming to this country, or I bet their story is amazing. I'm interested about it.
What is that? Is that Congonians or
Congolese? Close.
Congolese.
Congolese.
Yeah. Congolese. Yeah, that story is nuts. My wife and I are actually writing a screenplay right now, and be playing my dad, when it's time.
That's
when it's
awesome.
done. But yeah, my parents, my dad came here first in 1970. He had 3 kids, my siblings. I wasn't even born yet. Came here. He was a doctor over there. And so he wanted a better opportunity over here. Came over here. Education wasn't honored. So just imagine going from being a doctor, having all that education, till you come to another country and he's having to wash dishes and do nothing against any of that work. Yeah. But when you put in the work to do a certain profession, now he's dealing with that stuff. And obviously during that time, there was a lot of racism and things like that. He had the accent, so he had to learn English. And so he fought through all of that, re-educated himself, brought my mother over eventually with my siblings. And I was born shortly thereafter. But it was just a lot of strife, man. And it almost got to the point where he was like, was it worth it for himself? But he passed away in 2020.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Thank you. He did share with me before he passed away that it was worth it because he allowed us to be able, it allowed us to prosper. Yeah. And if he wouldn't have made that sacrifice, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah, and that had
to have this interview right now.
Yeah. Well, that had to have been huge too for him to see you like being successful. You know, like that's amazing. Like if you like seeing your kid on TV, acting, that's got to be like, wow, okay, it was a good move.
Well, you know what? He didn't get a chance to see me yet.
He didn't.
When he passed away, he hadn't seen me yet. Oh. I was right on the bubble.
Right there. When did Winning Time come out?
It came out in 2021.
Here's my philosophy.
Well, actually, no, I take it back. We filmed it in 2021. It came out, late 2021. It came out.
Here's my philosophy. This is my philosophy. He's responsible for you getting that part. That's what I think.
He is. He is. Everything is a domino effect, right? One thing creates another thing, which then so on and so forth. Once again, without the sacrifice, I wouldn't be here to have pursued this industry.
I always felt like my brother passed away in 2019. I always felt
sorry for your loss.
No, it's okay. He's in a better place. He had a tough life, but I always felt like he's with me and when it comes to my career. He was so proud of me. He came out and saw me at the Hollywood Improv and was so proud. But I always had this little feeling that he's kind of overlooking my career. He has something to do with it. And then my sobriety, getting clean. I had my cousin passed away when I was younger, and I always felt like I had a feeling that she had something to do with me getting clean. So
and congratulations on that. That's huge.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So I think whatever your belief system is or whatever, but somehow your father is involved, or it's still with you.
And I feel that a lot of times where being on set, and I have conversations with him, and I feel like he's always there, man, just kind of guiding me. There'll be little signs here and there. I'm like, okay, yeah, he's here.
I love little signs.
Yeah, they're just the most amazing things, man. I remember Winning Time, for example. I came in 2 episodes first season. Then they extended me to 6 and gave me more responsibility. That's Jim Heck.
Jim.
I'm so grateful for Jim and all our executives, Max Borenstein and Rodney and Sally Richardson. They believed in me. They poured into me, and then from there, they gave me a bigger role second season, and got to work with Adrian Brody, had an amazing scene with him. And that whole series has just propelled my career, man. So I'm forever grateful.
Dude, as it should have. You killed it on that.
I saw you on social media. So I'm good friends with Jim Hecht, who's a writer and producer and, a co-creator of the show. And I'm good friends with him. And then I knew you separate of him. And then I saw you were on the show, and I saw a picture with you guys at one point. I'm like, this is so cool, man. Like 2 different areas of my life, and they're working together,
It was, and once again, none of us knew each other beforehand. Yeah. Right, when we all met. So, but he had already known Jim, and I had just met him, and then I was working with Jim.
Oh, wow. So, that's a trip.
Yeah. And then I helped get Jay Moore onto the show as an agent. Jim asked me if Jay would be interested, and then I talked to Jay, and so Jay's married to Jeannie Buss, but I'm gonna name drop a little. I'm going bowling with Jeannie tonight, so we
Yeah.
go bowling.
Yes, sir.
I go every week, man.
every Tuesday.
I love
and
it.
he always wins too. Apparently,
I know.
Greg is like really good at bowling.
Really?
Yeah.
I bowled a
think-
186.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to see that in person, man. But
We should bowl.
It's pretty crazy. Like I feel like that's why they keep inviting you to, because Jay's very competitive, and once he beats you, he'll be like, "Oh, we quit bowling now. We're not doing it anymore, bro."
Yeah, exactly. That's gonna happen, dude.
You know it, man.
I thought of that actually.
Jay's
As soon as he
competitive,
beats
dude.
me, he's gonna,
Is
yeah,
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah.
we're gonna give it a break.
Competitive, dude.
No.
I love it, man.
But it was interesting. So I ended up going on set and watching a scene between Jay Moore and our good friend Solomon Hughes, who
Yes.
played Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yes.
And I watched those two do a scene together, and then we all went in the trailer. Me, Jim Hecht, Solomon Hughes, Jay Moore, and we had dinner together. And it was so cool, man.
They crushed that scene too, man. Those
Yeah.
scenes that they did.
Mhm.
Solomon, fantastic actor playing Kareem.
Yeah.
First
I get-
major role.
Dude, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
y'all were talking about like he was new, because I saw the show and I was like, oh, this guy had to have been in like a million things,
Right.
You know, because he's just really good. You know?
No, he played basketball at Cal. He was playing college basketball. They auditioned somebody else that played at Cal,
Mhm.
and they said, he didn't get it because he didn't look the part. And they said, oh, you got to talk to Solomon, you know?
Right.
And then he got plucked out of, he was working at Stanford, right?
Yes.
He's working at Stanford and, doing great things, but they plucked him out. And next thing you know, he's on a hit HBO show about the
Yeah.
Lakers playing
Yeah.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Love
Yeah.
stories like that, man.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Top on one of the top
yeah.
on the call sheet. I mean,
Yeah.
it's huge.
That's amazing.
Now, basketball was a big part of your life. I know growing up, I know it was the love of yours. And you were playing, something happened that impeded your career. What happened?
Well, I was playing overseas. I played in Germany for 2 seasons. Signed a contract after the second season to play in Spain.
Wow.
Germany,
Barcelona.
playing basketball in Germany, man.
You're,
Yeah.
you're a
Is it-
guard?
Point guard. Yeah.
Point guard. Oh, so you
yeah.
got skills.
Yeah. And I was about 225 back then. I was a heavy guard.
Yeah.
Totally ripped and all that. Just not
you
so
eat a
much.
lot
Not
of
so much now.
No, we could see. You look good, man.
Well, I appreciate that.
Did you
yeah.
eat schnitzel out there and all
Oh,
that?
man,
Do
I
all
ate
the
it.
German stuff?
I ate it all, man.
Yeah.
I ate it all, man. And I love the
I grew up
food.
in a really like German town in South Texas. It was,
Really?
yeah, they had this thing called Wurstfest every year. It was like sausages and beer and like polka.
Oh, yeah.
music.
Oh yeah, the German culture is fantastic. I mean, they have a great time.
Yeah,
You know, it's
pretty
very
wild.
simple. They work hard, but they play hard.
Mm.
So yeah, I had 2 seasons in Germany. I played in the city of Ulm, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with, but it's about 2.5 hours south of Frankfurt.
Oh yeah, Frankfurt.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe about 45 minutes from
Stuttgart.
Stuttgart. I don't know if you've heard of Stuttgart.
Stuttgart, yes,
Yeah.
Stuttgart.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stuttgart.
Oh, yes,
Well, they made the
Stuttgart.
Mercedes, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got the lady with the bell.
They have the Stuttgart.
Right.
They have Stuttgarts there.
Yeah, yeah,
And Frank burgers.
yeah.
Right.
Frankfurters. I love a good Frankfurter. Frank burger.
I don't know.
Sounds good, bro. It's like a hot dog with a hamburger. Ooh, Frank burger.
I want to say
You're getting me
borscht.
hungry now, man.
Borscht
Stop.
or something.
Oh my
So
god.
then you went to Spain after that?
No, unfortunately, I got into that accident a month prior to leaving.
You got in an accident. What happened?
A drunk driver hit me. I was literally going to a workout.
What?
Early in the morning, it was like 5 a.m. Sunday morning, going to a workout. I'm going towards a curve. This car all of a sudden is coming around the curve. They came around so quickly. It's only one. It's one way going both ways, right? One lane going both
Yeah.
ways. And we hit each other. I couldn't avoid them. Bam. Next, you know, I'm in the hospital.
This
I
is
wake
in-
up in the hospital.
This is in Germany?
This was here.
Oh, here.
Yeah, a month prior to leaving to play my 3rd season of professional basketball.
Wow.
And end up having 4 knee surgeries, back
Oh.
problems for a while. It was a very dark moment in my life.
Well, of
Um,
course, that's like one of those moments where it's like you kind of like see to quote that Chris Cornell song, you find your way and then you like see it disappear.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like
Do
you
you-
probably were like, yeah, because I would think like, okay, I'm going to Spain now.
Do you remember? Do you remember the accident? Do you remember or did you black out?
I remember the car coming
Okay.
and I closed my eyes. I wake up, I'm
Whoa.
in the hospital. Apparently I had to get cut out of the car.
Wow.
It was devastating, man. But the guy who hit me, he ended up being paralyzed, which was, you know, later on I did forgive him. And I felt bad for him.
Yeah.
But it was a process. And 4 knee surgeries. I tried to come back. I couldn't after my 3rd one. So now I'm forced to find some other things. And I'm going to school. Did the law school thing, the NBA thing. Never fulfilled me.
So you have a law degree, and
I do,
and you were studying to get your master's.
You could get my MBA, yes.
Your MBA, wow.
And but it didn't feel fulfilling to me.
Yeah.
But around this, I stayed here because I had moved out here for basketball. My agent was here, so after my accident, I stayed here, and people would always ask me, "Are you an actor? Are you a model?" So after a while, I said, "All right, let me see what that is," because I was trying to find something to do that would give me a similar passion.
I get asked the same thing. Are you a model?
Right.
I'm taking a break right now.
Right.
I want to backtrack a little bit. I mean, you had 4 knee surgeries, and was there a long rehabilitation period for that? Like learning how to walk or?
Oh yeah. I mean, after the first go round, I mean, doctors say you're definitely not going to play again, but walking is going to be very challenging for you. So it was a process. Think of you're at the top of your game. Think of anything that you're at the top of, and all of a sudden you get knocked off that pedestal.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, let alone just walking, living properly without any pain. So that's what I was dealing with. And walking up steps was a hassle. It was very painful. Doing simple things that, we all take for granted. And that process, to go back to your question, was about 7 years.
7 years
total before I was, back to 100% or 90%. Let me go back 90%. And the mental anguish, the trying all the different things, the holistic stuff, obviously the 4 knee surgeries, and just trying to have a better quality of life. That's what it came down to. But in that process, it really got me closer to God.
I bet that affected your spiritual growth.
It did, because I asked why. For a long time, I'm like, why me? There's other people who do bad things. I was doing all the right things. I wanted to do this to take care of my family. Before I got into the accident, if I would have played that Spanish year out, I was going to go into summer league with the Boston Celtics. Wow. And I don't know what that would have been, long term. So I can never say that would have been a thing or not, because I never got a chance to experience it. So all that stuff, just the mental anguish, it was very hurtful.
Oh yeah, that'd be devastating, dude.
Yeah.
I can only imagine, wow.
It just dawned on me. It just hit me that you got in this accident, you lost your basketball career, you had your spiritual growth or whatever, and then you became an actor and you got to play Jim Chones on the Lakers. That's incredible.
And that's why I enjoyed that role so much. It healed me. It gave, imagine something you wanted to do for 20 years and you come to grips that it's gone, but it's never really gone, right?
Yeah.
Then you get in a moment, in a situation where it can actually heal you from what you've been feeling. Yeah. So in a different form, I was playing a basketball player, an NBA player at that. And next thing you know, I'm getting all this notoriety and people recognizing me in the NBA.
Yeah.
Because of the show.
That's amazing. That's like a God shot type thing.
I
always think about that. I'm like, man, that is too perfect. Dude.
Yeah.
It's too perfect.
Yeah.
It's too coincidental, What's it called? Serendipity?
Right.
When sometimes, they're subtle.
Yes.
These little subtle things. And I always think the more conscious I am, the more I pray, meditate, do service work, the more conscious I am, the more I can see these little subtlety, serendipity, coincidences.
Yes.
But sometimes they're huge.
Yes.
And in this case, that's a big one.
And that's why I always came to set with so much exuberance. I'm so happy to be here, man. I'm so grateful every single moment. Because I knew I had 2 seasons anyway, because historically speaking, my character gets traded.
Yeah.
And so every moment on set, I literally embraced it. I was always in Video Village. I was always bugging Jim. I was always around the directors and, okay, well, let me see the shot list. And over time, they would start telling me, okay, this is what we're about to do next with Sally and Todd. And it was just an amazing experience. And I'm grateful for everyone top to bottom, all my cast and crew. Because it was a melting pot of newer actors, people in the middle, and icons.
Yeah.
Like Sally Field and Adrian and people like that.
That's
right.
incredible.
Sally Field was in that.
Yeah, Sally Field, yeah.
A big question. What was catering like?
Oh.
I bet you it was like HBO, dude. Ooh.
Top notch.
Every day.
I had one day of it. It was amazing, dude. Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's funny. I was bigger by the end of filming than I was at the beginning. I started filming, I remember, about 196, 197. Yeah. after first season, I was about 207.
They cut you off at a craft services. No,
Right.
No more Newton. They have a special meal for you, a little vegetable plate.
There's like a treadmill in your trailer. Like, how did this get here, man?
There's a sweat room.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, interesting enough, we had access to all that stuff. We trained, there's a gym on the lot. So we had access to the weight room, and we did all, because we had to reenact a lot of these things.
Yeah.
Physically.
I was going to say, it was probably that was a physical role, right?
It was.
Like
It was no joke. Like, I felt like I was back playing basketball legitimately again.
Oh, wow.
We had yoga a couple times a week. We had, obviously, the weight training aspect. We had basketball practices. Because then we had to do through the choreography of it all.
Yeah.
When it was time for the execs to see it. So we had to train constantly on top of the acting piece.
Dude,
so
after they yelled cut, did you do that one like little basket?
Oh, absolutely.
Just like the whistle's blowing, but I'm just gonna. This is for me.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, the days where we had the basketball days, it'd be like 1,000 extras in the stands.
Oh,
And so in between takes, it was.
Yeah.
I felt like I was in the league, man.
That's so cool.
I felt like I was in the league. We played, 1-on-1 or 21 in between takes while they were setting up a new scene, and
that
it was amazing.
awesome.
Is Jim Chones still alive?
He is. And interesting enough, I reached out to him first season. I reached out to his sister. I mean, not his sister, his daughter.
Yeah.
Sorry, on Instagram, and just reached out, just said, "Look, out of respect, I'm playing your father on this new show." He ends up calling me.
Whoa!
Ends up calling me. We had a 2-hour conversation.
Wow!
It was phenomenal.
So cool.
And then now to this day, he's a big brother of mine.
Dude,
Wow.
that's amazing.
Yeah,
man.
he's currently a color commentator for the Cavs.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're like super close. Every time he comes here, we have dinner with Jim.
Wow,
With
with
Jim?
Jim?
Yeah, Jim
No
knows
way. That's so cool,
Jim
man.
knows him.
What other players have you gotten to meet? Anyone?
So from the Lakers or just in general?
In general, because of the show.
KD, great. Stack 5. That's Steven Jackson.
Yeah.
He's a
Mhm.
big, big fan of the show.
Wow.
Baron Davis.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Him and
He
I have
played
become really close now.
That's cool.
He
He's
played
like
on the Warriors for a little bit. Too.
Yeah. So it's just been fun, but a lot of fanfare just from those guys.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard, like everyone's really genuinely enjoyed the show.
There
I
was-
can't say that about all the Lakers, and I won't talk about that, but
Yeah. Well, there was
unfortunately.
some controversy at the beginning of the show. Some of the Lakers came out against it. One in particular, and then one of the coaches that was portrayed came out against it.
Yeah.
So now I know, like behind the scenes, it was hard for a lot of people to come out and support it. But then the second season, everyone supported it. Everyone was on board. And Jeannie ended up going on the Winning Time podcast. She was very vocal about the supporting it. And what's the actor that played her father?
John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly just murdered it. And the show was phenomenal.
It was. Unfortunately, the show came out during the strike, second season. So
That's right.
none of us
yeah.
could promote it.
Yeah.
I mean, no one in the industry could promote anything that they were doing. But yeah, it was a hard blow because that was my pivotal season.
Yeah,
So,
and that's a bummer because you kind of miss out on it. But
all the pub and the shows and stuff
But
that
it's still
could have been a
amazing.
thing.
Yeah,
That's like us doing shows with like Dave Chappelle, but not being able to post a picture of it.
Right. Right.
Or people that
Dude,
are the SNL guys and not being able to tell anybody about it or post anything about it.
Just a
Yes.
little secret. Yeah.
Yes. That was, oh my gosh, because that was like at my apex of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, couldn't do anything until after the strike.
Well, so now post Winning Time, what are you working on stuff right now? Are you kind of like got a few things you're looking at?
I got a crazy amount of things happening.
Yeah,
man.
buddy.
I'm so grateful right now.
That's awesome.
Got a couple movies coming up. One in particular, I'll be filming in Cannes in December.
What?
Yeah, so I'll be out there a little bit over, I think almost a month and a half filming. It's a love story. It's a romance where I play a director,
Okay.
an American director who goes over there and meets this young woman. She's a French woman who's a model turned actor. We fall in love, and it's all this different stuff. We literally grow up in the business together, and I don't want to tell you too much, but it's very think of old school French movies. Think of that look in modern times. So it's going to be very vintage. Going to be on a sailboat and all that stuff.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited about that one. And then I got another one on Amazon I'll be filming, I think July.
That's great.
Yeah,
man.
so that one I can't talk about too much, but
Yeah,
that's gonna be
so
a good
cool.
one. And then I got another one in August that I'll be filming in Canada.
Mhm.
So
Wow. Damn.
yeah,
dude.
I'm super stoked.
Isn't it cool?
That's a Netflix. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm super stoked.
Dude, isn't it cool how you're getting to like see the world and everything too? I love like one
Yeah.
thing about comedy and acting, you get to go to these places you probably wouldn't go to,
Ever.
you know, like dude,
Ever.
yeah, it's amazing. I
Yeah.
love shooting on location and stuff, living somewhere for like a month, dude.
Yeah.
It's the best.
He just got booked to go do a show in Maui.
Get out of
Yeah,
here. Are
going
you
to
serious?
Maui, yeah.
I'm gonna need an 8x10 with an autograph, man.
Yeah. I'll be in one of those luau dresses in the coconut bra.
Right.
And people would come to that, dude. Flowers. What do they call those? The lays?
Lays, yeah, wearing lays, dude. I could see you in one of those little hula skirts, dude.
That is
Doing
hilarious,
those, you know,
man.
that dance, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. One of the fire sticks.
I did a show. I got booked. I opened for Daryl Hammond. It was a show for Lady Gaga's producer of one of her albums. And he booked us on a show. It's in Mexico, in Cabo San Lucas, at a private resort
Yeah.
for like multimillionaires. And the first night, it was a two-night event. The first night,
Crazy.
it was New Year's Eve, and Nelly was performing.
Wow.
And they had like the heads of like all these companies were there, and then the guy
Talk about being in a great room, man.
yeah, a bunch of famous
Yeah.
actors there. The guy from what's the show with Rocket, the little raccoon?
Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper is
Bradley
there. Yeah,
Cooper.
so
Greg was
no, not
handing
Bradley
out-
Cooper.
He was handing out 8
No,
by
no, no, no.
10s.
Of course he was.
No, not Bradley Cooper. The
They
Jurassic
were
Park,
asking for him.
the Jurassic Park guy.
The Jurassic Park guy?
Hold on, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt.
Yep,
yeah.
yep,
He
yep.
was there. I met him, and then that was the first night. Like all you can eat lobster and stuff. It was insane, right? Stars everywhere. The second night was the comedy show.
Yeah.
And I opened. I did 30 minutes. Then Daryl did like 50 minutes, and then the magician David Blaine closed the show.
Wow.
That's nuts.
That's incredible.
Right? And it was oh man. And then they put us up in this like the nicest hotel I've ever seen in my life. It was incredible. So
That's attributed to your work, though. I mean, both of
Yeah.
you, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's like
the grind,
cool
man.
things-
And then
cool
when
things
you-
happen.
right.
yeah.
That the fruit of the labor is just so amazing, man. And
Yeah.
you got to pinch yourself, man, when it
So it's like
happens.
those little down parts. You're like did a show last night where I didn't feel good about, and I was just like, man, what am I doing? I'm like, then like something awesome happens, and you're like, okay, this is cool. I
This is
like
what I'm doing.
job. Yeah.
What people don't see, and I know you've gone through this as an actor, is all those down periods, those struggles, the things aren't going well.
Right.
We're not booking shows, you're not booking parts, and you're auditioning and not getting anything. And you know, how am I going to pay rent? How am I going to
Right.
afford to feed myself? And how's it going to work out? You know, and then all that struggle, and then and you get these wins,
Yeah.
which are amazing. But it's hard, man.
It is.
Being an artist and being an actor or a comedian. It's not an easy path.
It's not, and most people can't do it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just not. You have to have a certain type of like resilience and just mental toughness, man.
Yeah.
Just
Mhm.
and you get pushed. You get pushed to another level, man, and you got to be able to know that this is a part of the business. You're gonna have the high moments, but you're gonna definitely have the low moments.
Yep. Yeah. You know what Greg told me one time? What was that thing he told me? The rule of thirds or something?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
a third. What you say it? Because I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's like
So I don't know where I saw it, but there's the rule of thirds. A
Mhm.
third of the time, and I'm paraphrasing, it's brutal. Oh, it was an Olympic coach
Mhm.
talking to an Olympian, and it was the third rule. A third of the time, it's horrible,
Yep.
terrible, struggle. It's the worst ever. A third of the time, it's okay. It's okay.
Yes.
And then a third of the time, it's amazing. So there's got to be that balance. It's never
Yeah.
going to be 100% amazing. It's never going to be 100% okay, and it's never going to be 100% horrible. But you
Yeah.
have to work through all those levels to get to those amazing, wonderful
Yeah.
periods.
Yeah.
That's so true. And even when you get to a higher level, now you have that group, those thirds, right?
mhm.
All different set of. It's a different set of circumstances now. A different set of problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People would
Yeah.
ask me, "Oh, you've made it now." Well, yeah, I have. But now my auditions are bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm at the lower end of this new group of
Yeah.
individuals now,
Yeah.
right?
Always striving for like the next thing.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm getting bigger auditions, but
Yeah.
I'm going up against the elite of the elite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
Every
it's a different set of circumstances.
Every time we level up, that doesn't solve the problem.
Right.
There's still good days, bad days, and okay days, you know? And,
right.
But it's nice when you're having a bad day and you know that your rent's paid.
And
or you got food, on the table.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a good feeling.
It's a good feeling knowing that you're working in a career that you've worked so hard. And, you know, being an actor and a comedian, you lose money for a long time.
Oh, you do.
You know, and you got to have a second job. Or a lot of people have to have second jobs or whatever. And then you get to the point where you're paying for yourself. It's a good feeling.
Because you do have to pay to play. You know,
Yeah.
you got to put yourself in certain situations that you got to fund yourself.
Yes.
What I was going to say about those headshots, we were talking about the headshots. How many printed color headshots have you like stapled your resume on the back of that went to waste and nobody ever saw?
Man, too many to count. And how many do you still have, right?
Yeah.
Now you got to update your resume, so you got to go reprint it all over again. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, dude.
It's nuts, man.
It's crazy.
It's nuts, the waste.
Yeah. You know,
but it's a part of the business, right?
Well, I was going to say, how do you deal with the business aspect? Just like, because you know how like, I feel like success, I get anxiety, but when things are not great, I get that anxiety too.
Yeah.
What do you do? Do you have like a routine that you do, like a morning thing, or like just something that you like gratitude? I know a lot of people do that.
Every morning I wake up and I say, I'm just grateful.
Mm-hmm.
I pray. I said, I'm thankful just to be able to open my eyes. You know what? I always lean back into my parents. They're African. They came from a third world country.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a lot of family members back there that have all the education in the world, but there's no job opportunities, right? So they're barely surviving out there, barely eating. So now I start to look at my set of circumstances and my set of problems. I'm like, you know what? If I'm comparing apple to apples, they would die to be in my shoes. So then that's where the gratitude gets enhanced. I'm like, okay, I'm fine. Even if I'm going through something, I'm fine. And if I am going through something, it's going to be all right. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how I try to, have that mindset then going into the day.
Yeah.
If it's a great day, obviously we love those wins. But if it's not so good of a day, I put it all in perspective.
I've never seen you not positive.
I appreciate
Every
that.
time I see you, it's like a glow. You have this thing. You have that whatever that thing is, that magic,
Thank you, Greg.
And then, Dustin and I have talked about it, like, we're in recovery and we suffer through depression and anxiety and stuff. And I found some like causes that I support by like going out to jails and speaking to jails. Is there any causes that you are affiliated with or things that service oriented things that you're able to do?
Well, thank you for sharing about the depression piece. I think we all do in some form or fashion. I deal with it. Going back to what you said before I answer that question, no matter what I'm going through, I always try to be a beacon of light because you never know what someone else is going through. You may have saved someone's life by just saying hello to them. How are you doing? I hope you have a great day. You look down. Are you okay? I hope everything is better. Done, right? Yeah. You may have literally saved someone's life or allowed them to have the strength to get through. So to what you just mentioned, that's why I am the way that I am, because I wouldn't want someone to do that for me.
There was real quickly, there was a documentary about the Golden Gate Bridge, and there was a guy standing there, and he said, if somebody comes by and talks to me and says hi or whatever, I'm not going to jump off. And everybody just walked by. Nobody said anything, and he ended up jumping off. I think he survived, but you just never know.
You never know. And it's sad. It's unfortunate. I know we all have our things, right? But once again, it won't hurt anyone to say something. Simple hello.
Yeah.
Going back to the causes, I'm big on unhoused folks. As you know, it's just super expensive out here. And when you come out here and you have a goal and a dream, some people get homeless out here, man. It's just hard to consistently keep up sometime. And sometimes it's not your fault. You lose your job, whatever it is, right? You don't book something if you're in the business. Next thing you know, you're unhoused. And so I really try to be conscientious when I see folks. I try to help out. I try to ask, are you okay? Do you need anything? If I have some extra clothes, I try to find some people and give it to, if it's some food, whatever it is, right? And then the disabled coming from an accident. And going through that whole process, I have so much more empathy for people who can't function physically. And so a lot of times what I try to do is just reach out to folks that I know that have problems and just check in on them. Because the mental anguish, until you understand what that is, sometimes you may overlook it. You know, when you see someone hurting, man, that's a simple, are you okay? Even though they're not, they'll appreciate the fact that you just checked in.
Yeah.
Because
I'm a big believer in that, a phone call.
Right.
Like it can really change someone's day.
Right.
You know?
Because it doesn't necessarily change their pain level or what they're going through, but just that someone cares.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That can keep them going.
Yeah.
So
Justin, Dustin and I check in almost every day about what's going on with us. So it's nice.
Love a good check-in.
We do check in. We check in a lot, huh?
Yeah.
You know,
it's important.
It's good to have those relationships where you can check in and bounce stuff off each other because, you know.
Right. Because we're not robots.
Yeah.
You know.
If we were, that'd be awesome.
Man. Well, the robots are coming, man. This AI thing is.
Man. You think you can play basketball now? Just wait, dude.
Yeah, man. Wait till your AI double is playing Jim Chones.
Right. Right. But, you know, that's a whole nother side of the business that we're going to have to encounter and deal with, right?
Yeah. No one talks about that robot basketball player.
Right.
That's what we gotta watch out for, man. Yeah.
Let's take a minute to support our advertisers. If you hear the products being advertised, oh wait,
Oh yeah, we don't have any.
oh man.
But if you'd like to be a sponsor, go to our website, goodthingspod.com, drop us an email, and we'd love to advertise what you're making.
If you hear the advertisements, support who advertises us. That's the way we stay afloat. We do some news stories.
Okay.
And we'll read some positive news stories and
Some good news stories.
Some good news stories. And there's one that kind of jumped off to me that based on your story. There was a kid, he was on the bus and he was having a bad day. He was really down. And the bus driver asked him, he said, you know, what's going on with you? And he said, and the kid told him, he said that they're having pajama day and he doesn't have any pajamas.
Wow.
And so the bus driver went after school. He went to the store and he bought this kid 2 pairs of pajamas.
Yeah.
And he gave it to this kid. And then this nonprofit, it's called EJ's PJs, heard about the story and they traveled nearly 800 miles and they partnered with Toys for Tots and they bought pajamas for all 300 students at the school.
That's nice, man.
That's
Isn't
what
that
I'm
cool?
talking about.
Yeah.
Man. That's the stuff.
It's the little things like that spread because he just he didn't know that like this charity was going to find out and start donating all these pajamas, man.
Yeah.
He just did it because he did it, you know?
Right.
He just wanted to help this kid out. And it's that little act of kindness that made a huge difference.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna try that on the metro. I'm gonna tell the guy, hey man, it's pajama day at work and I can't get you. You think you can help me out? He's like, yeah, get off. Just stop, buddy.
Yeah, they're gonna give
I
you
think the prerequisite you got to be a cute kid, man.
I know that's
And
the one thing.
Right.
Yeah, man.
So I
That's
thought that was
dude.
cool. I saw, you know, I'm a recovering drug addict, so there's that line between am I giving somebody money to go get drugs?
Yeah.
One time I remember this guy asked for food, and so I bought him some McDonald's. I bought him like a meal or whatever, and then I saw him go straight to the payphone, and he was calling. I know he was calling his dealer to bring him food so he can get it. You know.
Wait, what? Hold up. He was calling the dealer like he was gonna pay with like a Big Mac.
Yeah, dude.
Wait,
Yeah.
are you serious?
Yeah.
You can do that?
Yeah.
Wow.
So he didn't even eat the
Wow.
food. I saw him. He waited in the drive-through line, and he said, "Hey, can you buy me a meal?" And I'm like, you know, I'll get you some food.
Right.
And so I got him some food, but I saw him. He grabbed the food. He went straight to this is back when there were payphones. He went to the payphone. And I saw him like calling like the dealer, and I'm like,
Wow.
But then again, you know, another time I was at Pizza Hut a few months ago, and I saw there was a guy. He had no shoes or socks.
Yeah.
And he had like sticks in his hair, and he was ordering. He got enough money to order a pizza, and I saw.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I saw him, and I went home. I lived across the street. I went and I had a new pack of socks, and I gave him a pack of socks, and I had asked him what size his shoe was,
Yeah.
and I had shoes his size, and I gave him some shoes, and I gave him this big jacket, and the look on his face, you know, when you do those little things.
That's what it's about, because sometimes people get forgotten most of the time, especially in circumstances like that.
That'd been
Yeah.
crazy if you asked him, hey, can I get a slice? Like, hang on, buddy. Like, wait, come on, I just got you shoes and socks, man. Give me a slice, bro.
Okay, here, speaking of slices, here's that's a good segue into this next story. There's a small business owner. He owned a pizza place. A woman ordered 16 pizzas, and the next day, and then they cooked the pizzas, and right before she was supposed to pick them up, she called and canceled the order. So they had to eat the money on the pizzas, and they're a small business, and it's not going to bankrupt them, but somebody had found out that that they did it. So the next day, this guy's name's Travis Truesdale. He's also a fellow small business owner, and he's a former Army veteran. He is a current Army veteran.
Yeah.
He called and ordered 16 pizzas, but said don't cook them. And he covered the cost of the person that cooked the pizza.
That's nice.
That is nice. Am I the only one curious, like, what happened to the original 16?
Right. Did the employees take them home?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
rightfully so.
Yeah.
Oh, an employee called in and made it. It was an inside job. Yeah, 16 pizzas, burger.
Hell, we can get somebody to
Dude, I brought something about I was at the beach the other day and I saw someone carrying like a stack of pizzas. Whenever you see someone carrying a stack of pizzas, you always want to be like, man, they're going somewhere fun, man. I wish whatever they're doing, is it an office party? Is it a birthday? I just want to go hang out with them.
Right. There's an envy, a subconscious,
there is,
subconscious envy.
Yeah. Unless it's Little Caesars. And I'm like,
it's
tough
pretty
times.
greasy. Yeah.
Sometimes,
I like Little Caesars.
I do too. But
I do too, man.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Hey, sometimes
it's really good.
$5 hot and ready, bro. You can't beat a $5 pizza.
You
That's
can't.
like, yeah, dude.
You can't. Sorry, Greg.
It's,
no, that's funny, dude. All right, another news story. One more news story. So a young man, he's 21 years old. He's helping the elderly and senior homes stay fit with his boxing lessons that elevate focus and fun. Now, the interesting part of this story is when he was a young child, he was 14. Well, when he was a young child, his parents, I don't know what happened, but his grandparents ended up raising him. So he had a real tough childhood with his parents, and his grandparents ended up raising him. Yeah. And then when he was 14, he was forced to take a year out of school because he struggled with his weight. Wow. He was overweight, and he found boxing as a way to keep fit. So this incredible 21-year-old has now started going out to all the senior centers and helping older people doing boxing and bringing happiness and joy. And he said, seeing firsthand the genuine impact that it has on these people is incredible.
That's what life's about. You know, we have goals and objectives that we do for our own personal gain. But I'm a big believer that what you do has to impact people. Yeah. It just absolutely has to. I mean, hence why we are in the businesses that we're in, because they impact people. The media and comedy and acting, that people see it, the masses see it, and then they go with what that is, whatever that looks like.
Yeah.
So
one of my favorite quotes is by Jackie Robinson. He's the first black baseball player. And his quote is, a life is unimportant except for the impact it has on other lives.
Right. Right.
That's a good one.
I want to watch these old people box now.
Yeah, man.
I would pay-per-view that, man.
Oh, man.
Like real boxing.
Yeah, dude.
Seriously.
GFC, Geriatric Fighting Championship, bro.
Well, it was like, what was that, bum fights, but for senior citizens?
See, but that's not mean. Senior citizens. They pull out their mouth guard and the teeth come out.
That's hilarious.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh
man. I've never got any fighting lessons. They'd probably kick my ass. Without a doubt, man.
Can't underestimate anyone, right?
I guess not. No.
And I found this little last article that I'll read, and it's 5 ways to bring more awe in your life. AWE, more awe in your life.
Oh, like awe.
No,
like
wonder.
Okay, cool.
Like not like aw.
Okay.
Not that aw.
Not like that's that baby's cute.
Yeah.
Nothing like
this
that.
aw.
It's one of those light bulb moments. Tom.
Yeah. Okay. So
that was like a little Meisner exercise.
Right, it was.
And these are all pretty obvious things, but it's good to hear sometimes. Embrace nature.
Okay. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. What's I like to walk at the beach. I go walk at the zoo. What's nature things you do?
I go metal detecting. It's on the beach.
That's a good one.
I love it.
That's a really good one. I've never heard that one before.
Oh, it's fun, bro.
That sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, you go out, metal detect, you're getting the ocean air, you see people having a good time. It's like, but you're also like, ooh, I could find a ring, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
He proposed to his fiance, they were metal detecting, and then he put the ring in there, and then he acted like they were
Get
scooping
outta
it.
here.
Yeah. And then they found the ring, and he's like, and then he was on a knee and he proposed.
Oh,
Yeah.
congratulations. That's
Thanks,
sweet.
man.
That is sweet, man.
Thanks, dude.
Congratulations
There was a moment
on
where
that.
bro, thank you. There was a moment where I actually lost the ring too.
Oh,
Because I
shoot.
put it there and I'm like, you record me? And she's like, what? There's nothing there. I'm like, I think there's something here. I have a feeling there's something here.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I got it.
I think that added to the moment, though.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
cool,
When you
man.
finally found it, the excitement just amplified.
Dude, yeah, it was
That's
like,
awesome.
What are some nature things you've done that you like to do?
I love hiking.
Hiking?
I love
That's a
hiking.
good one.
My wife would say, no, you don't. But I do.
Yeah, some great
I've
hikes
grown
in
into
LA.
it.
Have you ever gone back to your Congo?
No, I haven't. The moment I was supposed to go back, that's when my dad got sick. But we're doing some work over there right now. My entire family. My mom has been the orchestrator of all of this. She's fantastic. She has a bunch of land out there, and so we're creating a fitness center
Wow.
out there because they don't have a lot of like resources for people out there. We've partnered with a group out here. An article and some stuff will be coming out about that soon.
Nice.
But, it's going to be a basketball court, and it's actually named after me. So that was something my mother wanted to do.
Your mom sounds fascinating. Tell us,
she does.
is she kind of your inspiration, or
She is.
Tell me about your mom.
She's one of the toughest people I've ever met in my life. I mean, just the resiliency of, because my dad had gotten deported when he first got here, after she had just got here, because he was here 3 years prior. And so she took care of the kids. I wasn't born yet, but she would work 1,000 jobs just to make sure that we had what we needed. Re-educated herself as well. So all of us went to college. And she was just always a rock. I always believed in us. No matter what the obstacles, she said, you can do it. It doesn't matter what you deal with or what you felt. I mean, what people say. And, I was, someone who had a learning disability. So I had a harder time like reading and writing growing up. And she says, so, if it takes somebody an hour to do something normally, you take 3-4 hours. The end result is going to be the same. You both are going to know the same information.
Wow.
And so I then had within me, I didn't feel like I had gaps. I just felt like I just had to work a little harder.
Wow.
But she instilled that in me.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
That
So
is cool.
she's my superhero to
That
this
is
day.
cool.
And she's done all these different businesses, worked hard to get all the land overseas. And now we're kind of working hard to give back over there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible. What an
It
incredible
is.
story, man.
Yeah.
I don't even want to
Super
read these anymore. It's
excited.
like,
Oh man, no,
that was so good. That's so incredible. Well, I always wondered because I always knew you were something special, just because I'm a good judge of character, and you have that thing or whatever, that personal kindness and light. And now I know where you got it from. It's your parents.
Thank you. And you just got to be nice to people. I don't think it's hard. That's free.
Yeah.
That's something free.
Yeah. All right. More ways to bring awe in your life. Notice the small things.
Yes.
Which we talked about.
Yes.
Smell of dinner, birds, appreciating the things that your mom taught you when you were growing up. That's a good one. Escape your comfort zone. Do things that go to new places, try new things, meet new people. That's a good one.
That is.
That's a good one. Go analog, meaning try to put down your phone.
That's
Yes.
tough. That's
That's
tough.
tough.
Yeah, that's
That's tough.
tough. What if you see something? You're like,
Right.
I gotta Instagram this.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I do when I walk my dogs? I'm totally off the grid for that time.
That's good.
'Cause
It is a good feeling being off the grid.
Yeah.
It is.
Isn't that weird? Whenever my cell phone dies, I'm like, oh damn it. But part of me is like, wow, no one can contact me.
You're more present for whatever you're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
are.
be more
Yeah.
it's nice we get to do this podcast. None of us have checked our phones once.
Right.
So
Oh
that's good.
damn.
Okay, the next one is savor the moment. Enjoy the moment. Savor the moment.
Yeah.
I think I do a little too much of that when I'm eating ice cream.
Oh man.
You
have to,
I savored that moment like 2 pints later, I'm still savoring the moment, man.
Dude, me and
You
Greg
have to.
and we have tried to like we'll go on these kicks like, man, let's lose like 5-10 pounds, man. And we'll like try talking each other out. Like we'll call each other beforehand, like, bro, I'm at the market, man. I'm about to get some Ben and Jerry's. Don't do it. But it's
Man.
if it's in your hand, you're gonna do it.
Have you guys gone to Salt and Straw?
Yes,
Oh yeah, of course.
My wife loves that so much, and by default, I love it now.
Salt and
Oh,
Straw
yeah.
is great. Also Handles.
Handles, never heard of them.
Handles is
That's
my
a good
God.
place.
They were voted like the best ice cream like in America.
Really?
They say that anyway. They got my vote. It's like friggin' good, dude.
Better than Salt and Straw,
It's
or is it just a different thing?
it's different. Salt and Straw, I feel like, is very like they've got like artisan ice cream, and
Okay.
Handles has got like chunky monkey type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like just like cookies and cream and like Salt and Straw is very
Yeah.
like this is an anchovy like
They
like
are a little
sorbet.
out of there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the common denominator, I think, in all of this is try to stay present and stay in the moment. Stay
Yeah.
out of the past and stay out of the future, and try to stay moment and be present. That's it. So,
I agree.
man,
This is a great pod. This is great time, dude.
It is.
Yeah, this is very interesting, man.
It
You
is.
got a great story. I can't wait to see your movie.
Thank you,
I
brother.
want to see that, man.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
can't wait to continue to support my brothers right here, man. You guys are ripping it, man. It's any notes you want to share with me from the comedic tip, man, I'd love to hear it.
Oh, in your movie, just make sure you cast us as some.
Oh, it's done.
We could be like fast food employees or
It's done.
something. Like, yeah.
I'm working on
if you
some
need
directing.
a Hawaiian, Hawaiian hula dancer,
You got to have the whole outfit, though.
Yeah. We could play some German polka dances or something like with the accordion. Germany scenes.
eating brunch,
Yeah.
And have ice cream for dessert.
yeah, and ice
Boom.
cream,
I like
right.
it. I like it.
Man, dude, I'll tell you, man. The second we met, I was like, man, it felt like I knew you forever. I knew we were gonna be. You and I are gonna be friends forever, man. You're just a solid dude, and now I know why. It's your parents, your upbringing, the obstacles that you've overcome, their appreciation, your empathy for other people, and you're doing good things in this world, man. Solid, man.
Thank you, brother. And I felt the same way, man. I'm like, man, we keep running into each other for a
Dude,
reason,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And it was multiple times, man. So grateful for you. Grateful for you now. And thank you for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah. Thanks, Newton.
Oh, last thing. Where can people find you?
Oh, I'm off the grid. I'm just kidding. You can find me at mostly on Instagram at Newton, Newton, Mayenge. That's
All
my
right.
Mayenge.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Can't
Thanks,
wait
man.
to follow your success.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me.
That was awesome. I'm Dustin Ibarra.
I'm Greg Baldwin.
Find us on social media and on the web at goodthingspod.com.
You can also find us on Instagram and YouTube at Good Things Are Happening Podcast.
We're on Patreon. Sign up because we're going to have some cool stuff on there.
Like really, really, really cool stuff.
So dope, we can't even talk about it. And remember, when life gets you down, good things are happening.
Good things are happening. Help somebody.